Hi, I am Joe, an AI newscaster, and here's a short recap of last week's most important news. Let's start with Anonymous Sudan, a Russian cyber gang that conducted a series of DDoS attacks against ChatGPT, downing the service on several occasions. The gang then overloaded the website of Cloudflare, a company that specifically provides DDoS mitigation services. Following the attack, Anonymous Sudan made a post saying they have an exploit that allows bypassing Cloudflare's protection. After the announcement, Anonymous Sudan went on to DDoS the servers of Grindr and League of Legends. I am sure that was worth the effort and helped a lot in their fight against the West. Moving on. Last week, Atlassian announced the discovery of widespread exploitation of a vulnerability in their Confluence server apps. Atlassian issued a patch and urged all of its customers to immediately update the software. The issue is extremely severe and serves as yet another reminder that properly updated software can save lives. In other news, last week saw one of the most serious ransomware attacks in a while. ICBC, the largest bank in China, admitted sustaining a massive security breach. The bank immediately shut down some of its systems to prevent further damage. The attack reverberated through the world and impacted thousands of companies. A few days later, it became clear that the New York-based subsidiary of ICBC was ground zero. The bank also claimed that any damage to the rest of the company was prevented. By the way, more and more reports began claiming that it was the work of Lockbit, the largest malware gang in the world. VX Underground said Lockbit personally clarified that, which is as good of a confirmation as we can get. Talking of Lockbit, the gang was quite busy last week. They proceeded with publishing more data stolen from Boeing, one of the largest aircraft companies in the world. 50 gigabytes of Boeing's data was dumped on the dark web after the company reportedly declined to pay ransom. We went through it, and the data mostly contained financial records, emails, and customer information. It also included some technical information and documents on Boeing's office devices, including network logs and hashed passwords. While not particularly exciting, this is a gold mine for anybody trying to do phishing. In more cybersecurity news, Indian hackers launched an attack against Qatar. They reportedly tried to avenge 8 former Indian officers who were issued a death sentence for spying. The hacktivists attacked Qatari shopping websites, government services, and other targets, mostly DDoSing, but also stealing some data and taking control of some cameras. Finally, they also claimed to have leaked usernames and passwords of some Qatari officials, elevating the attack from just a nuisance to something quite serious. And now some news from the crypto world. CoinCloud, a major Bitcoin ATM company, has reportedly been breached. The hackers alleged to have stolen 70,000 customer selfies that were made with the ATM cameras, as well as tons of user information. It is said to include names, emails, addresses, social security numbers, and other details of American and Brazilian customers. CoinCloud went bankrupt earlier this year, which means the impacted customers have nobody but themselves to rely on. And let's end on something more positive. A major crypto scamming ring was reportedly dismantled by law enforcement agencies of EU, Switzerland, Ukraine, and Georgia. The ring is said to have operated in 20 countries, pulling in millions of euros. The criminals were mostly based in Ukraine and Georgia. They operated over 100 of scam websites, conducting calls and convincing people to invest. They would not only defraud people, but also access their computers, vastly increasing the attack surface. Bank accounts of the gang have been frozen and tons of equipment was seized, but it is unclear if the police managed to arrest any of the perpetrators. And that's it for today. If you want to hear more about the Boeing hack, check out my video from the last week and see you in the next one.